Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Darkness with a Ginger Hue proudly presents to you the Beast, aka Toks. And we're here with a little bit of some extra ginger for you. It's me and my homeboy from How Long? My man Slang Hugh is in the house. We got some serious stuff to talk to you. Not long. We're gonna talk to you. So let's hit up Slang right now. Slang is in a secret location. Let's see if he's available to talk right now. Let's see. Slang. So, there he is. Smooth criminal.
Peace, salutations, greetings, everybody. What's going down?
You know what? It is getting warmer outside. That is the one thing
Oh,
that I'm
yes.
happy about right now. It is getting warmer right now.
I'm literally on one of my screens right now. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm at work, but one of my screens right now, I'm literally looking at resorts because I need to get out.
You're ready to go already?
I need some heat. I need some more heat. The heat's coming, but I need to go find it, and then I'll bring it back.
Bring it back. Hey, I don't blame you. I mean, for me, it just starts up the whole spring cleaning stuff now that the winter is going.
Yeah.
And now I own a home, so I have to figure out how to do things. I've been like since I talked to you this afternoon, I've been building a wardrobe for the last 3.5 hours.
Oh yeah,
it's nice. It's nice. Like I was at IKEA for when it's done, it's gonna say, I'm proud of it. And I didn't realize how hard, yet not so hard, IKEA furniture is to put together. You know what I'm saying?
No, IKEA furniture is hard. It is
hard, but but once I had to do the same thing 4 times. So when I started, it was just repetitive, right? But that first initial one, and if you do it by yourself, that's a pain, man.
It's Lego building, man.
Yeah, pretty much Lego building for adults. For adults.
Yep.
So I said because I've taken the time off from work, I said, let me get this situated and get this place looking proper. So right now I'm happy that I got a certain part of it done. There's still more to go, but a certain part of it's done. So I'm good with that. We'll get to the next level soon enough. But yeah, we're here for a quick minute. We got a great hot topic right now that's going on. And we've touched on it before, but we're going to bring it up again. We have an NHL goalie who's playing for San Jose, who used to play for the Leafs. Mr. Reimer.
He plays right now? Okay.
Yeah, he plays San Jose right now. And again, the same topic about the warm-ups, wearing the LGBTQ dedicated warm-ups was an issue that was brought up again. And he sent out a nice, respectable response to that. And he's getting backlash for it. And
as expected.
I still don't get it. I mean, he says he's a God-fearing man and he would go against his beliefs to wear that. And I'm like, okay. The fact that he says, I respect everybody's doing whatever they're doing, but me, myself, I can't put it on. And the people are going crazy again. I'm like, come on, guys. This makes no sense. To go even further, the Chicago Blackhawks were going to do the same thing. They X'd out the whole thing. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the safety of the Russian players on their team, bro.
That weren't going to do it.
Not even weren't, but if you're going to put that on, the whole team has to be a part of it, right? So if half of their team are Russians and they're not doing it,
that's what I meant. They were protecting them because they weren't going to participate.
Yeah, so they X'd out the whole situation.
Safety,
Yeah. Because think about it, they're getting violent. I wouldn't say they're getting violent, but they're getting really pushy about the topic. And I don't know why. Because if you are a person who chooses this lifestyle, that is your lifestyle. If I choose not to follow in that lifestyle or promote the lifestyle, that's my lifestyle. So respect that. But now people are up in arms and trashing people about it, and it's not fair. Honestly, it's not fair to them at all.
So not that I don't disagree with you. Actually, before I even say that, I always do that. But I always do that. But do you think it's possible that they use the Russian players as an excuse to not do it?
See, I don't want to go that deep, but
because I don't look at it like I don't think the LGBTQ is on an assassination protocol.
No. These guys are deadly. Like, and again,
they're human, so they're capable.
These are the Twitter warriors, though, not the actual people. I mean, I don't know if anybody has the guts to go up and stand up.
So more than that, do you think it's a protection of the bottom line more than the players?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't. They're trying
that
to
makes more sense to me.
They're trying to save face and
That
not
makes more
make it a
sense to me.
big deal,
That makes more sense
and
to
just
me.
flush it and make sure that
That makes more sense.
everybody is on the same page. Whether
That
they
makes
were,
more sense.
I mean, the upper management or the higher ups could be saying, you know what, we really, really want to do this, but
Yeah, if
because
half
of
our
what's
team
going
is not
on,
going to do it, it's going to look. It's going to
exactly.
make us look terrible.
Exactly. So now you have turmoil. So they don't want the
Yeah.
drama. So
I can see that.
kudos to the Chicago Blackhawks for doing that, because
Yeah.
they were thinking beyond and bigger than the actual situation at hand. It is a
So
small gesture. It is a
yeah.
small gesture. And
Yeah.
I've already said it. You don't need to bring that into sports. I think we posted that video about how
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of
You
the
guys
people
said that.
of
You
that
guys said that.
community.
I'm not a full agreement, and I'm gonna go
No,
ahead though.
well, what I'm saying, we posted a video a while back on the podcast about a gay man who was telling people this flag doesn't
Yeah.
represent me, and the
Right.
fact that it's about a lifestyle. So
Yep.
and that was in the education field right now.
Yep.
This is sports. There's gay
Yep.
players in this
Right.
in multiple leagues out there who probably would say, "Hey, you don't want to represent? That's all right. I'm still your teammate, right? I'm still your brother, right? I'm still your girl, whatever." So why are people going off at these people because they don't want to do what they don't feel like doing? The whole freedom of choice and freedom of speech is thrown out the door because you don't agree to the narrative. That's where I was backlashing. That's why I was bashing freaking Sid Sixero about saying all that bullshit on breakfast television. That was nonsense. You made us look bad as Canada. I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense for you to bash a player who is representing himself.
Well, he was going too far. He's Sid Sixero. But
he went off.
He's trying to inflame and all that. Okay, so I think we ask this question last time. I don't know if anybody asked this question when we spoke about this last time. What if this was okay? So you said that it shouldn't be in sports. So are you saying
it shouldn't be an issue in sports? It can be in sports, but it shouldn't be an issue in
that's
sports.
a little different.
You can represent it just like Black History Month, just like
that was my next question.
Yeah,
but my next question was okay. So I could change my question a little bit.
Okay.
Would you be offended if Black History Month came along and they're supposed to wear a certain T-shirt, and one of these guys said, I don't support that. I'm not gonna wear that T-shirt."
What? The Black History is not for everybody. Even Black people are not full about Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? So it's to each their own. Like I'm a straight shooter right now. If you don't want to represent, like that's me complaining that they don't want to represent Nigerians' independence October 1st. Why aren't you putting a big parade? Why aren't we doing something like that on that day? Because it doesn't matter to everybody. It doesn't matter to them. How come we're not doing super crazy things for Chinese New Year? It's not a big deal for everybody. It is for some.
There's a difference in those things. And again, I'm not in disagreement with what you're saying.
Okay, what about George Washington's Day or whatever? All those holidays
still different. Those are holidays. Those are different.
But the thing is, when we remember we were digging in and we said these presidents have some bad past, and we're celebrating these presidents. So why would we do the same thing?
Yes.
Why would you have conflict of people who don't want to represent that? Yet you are free and clear to say, yeah, I'm going to be proud to celebrate George Washington, knowing he had slaves on a regular basis. Yes, it was that time frame, but we're in a day and age where people don't want to talk about that. People don't want to bring it up, and people think it's a sour spot in history. So why celebrate it still? Why is it not an issue then?
Here's my apprehension. Is it an apprehension? My apprehension, is it okay? I think yeah, it's okay. It's kind of a slippery slope, I think, what I'm saying. While I agree, nobody should be forced to participate in anything. I've heard you guys on the show also say your personal feelings have no place in the workplace. I don't follow that all the way, but I remember we were having that discussion where I was saying I can't remember. Yeah, I think you were on that side where protesting at work isn't something that you should do, and
yes,
I disagree with that.
Yes,
okay,
you should
right.
Take out your personal feelings in terms of what's going on in the world outside of work. Yes.
Okay, so when you apply to this situation, then it doesn't work. Like you should be on board with the team telling him he has to wear that shirt because he's at work. It's a uniform at this point. It's like putting on your McDonald's shirt at this point. Now, if you don't, even similar, like say you worked at McDonald's and they were celebrating Black History Month and they had special shirts with a kente cloth print on it or something like that, and you're like, I don't want to wear that. The instant, and I know you said you wouldn't be offended, but without explanation, I would be. I would be offended without. You would have to explain to me why you don't feel right wearing that shirt, and the only way it would have to fit a certain narrative within my belief system for me to say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like you'd have to say something like, well, I don't think you need to do it for only Black History. I wear them on other days, but I think it's a hypocrisy to wear it for 1 month or something. But
that makes the James Reimer situation even bigger because he stated why he didn't want to participate.
But what he stated is equivalent to that same person saying to me, I'm not wearing it because I don't support Black independence. I don't support Black power. I don't support us celebrating Black people.
Okay.
That's kind of what he's kind of saying that, but he did it in it's my religion. So while I think every human being is equal and it's wonderful, love butterflies, I don't support the way you actually live. Again, I am not on the fence of being against what he said, but in the context of it being at work, does he have the right to say and make that decision based on what you said before about because that's a small protest. He's protesting right there.
Yes. You stumped me there. Yeah. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you have definitely called me out on that. You're right. It's a small protest. He is working for someone, right? And the employer is saying, hey, put on this jersey because we're doing this. And he's saying, no, I don't want to because of my beliefs. Now, I believe it's up to the employer to respect that decision or reprimand him for being subordinate. So really, it's the hands of the person who's running the show. And based on the first situation when we had the Russian on the Philadelphia Flyers protest, his coach says, "Yeah, I'll stand up for him." Right. So he had somebody representing on his court, so they understand. So it all depends on who understands what's going on and why they're protesting.
Well,
if they don't,
go ahead.
If they don't,
then you're fine. Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
right.
I agree. I agree on all protesting at work fronts. I agree. I think you have the right to protest, and your job has the right to do whatever they want to do when you protest. Whether if they support you, fine. If they choose to fire you, you knew that was a risk. That's what a protest is. You're risking something.
I just don't like the fact that they're using, again, they're trying to put something into context that really is not part of the game. That's the thing. Why are
that's like Colin Kaepernick kneeling. It's the same premise. It's like Kaepernick kneeling.
No one was celebrating that. No one was celebrating.
Well, there was a lot of people celebrating.
No,
there was a lot of people not celebrating.
No, well, that protest.
Oh, you mean during?
That protest was different, though. It was about it was a global stand against something that was wrong.
All right.
Right. This event or this glorification is about a lifestyle.
It's a recognition, so to speak.
Recognition
and a celebration. Yes. Yeah, celebration. Yeah. I see that.
That has nothing to do with what's going on in the sport itself. That's what I'm saying.
Neither had anything to do with what's
you can do some. You can remember these players are in contract to do visits and doing hospital things and charity things and so forth. They can do an event outside of the game to represent that. Don't do it. Don't make it because you're on TV. You have to put on a show. No.
Yeah, that's where I disagree, man. I disagree. Because we ask these athletes to be role models.
They can be role models not on TV.
That's impossible. How? They're role models because they're on TV.
I'm a role model. I'm not on TV.
No, but you're not a role. You're right. You're correct. You are a role model to somebody because you're not on TV, but not on the level of those guys. And they're literally role models to some, not all. They're role models to people because they're not on TV. They got kids. They got, you know what I'm saying. But they're most of the people who see them as a role models is because they see them playing a game at a high level.
Okay. So
and that they choose to follow those steps.
The game, though, not the person.
That's what attracts them. That's what attracts them, but it's not what necessarily makes them stay per se.
Okay, so now here's my question: do you lose credibility of being that role model because you made a stand on something that you believe in as the person you are? Do you
Depends
lose
on
points?
who's. So okay, the answer is yes and no. Because if I am of the LGBT community,
Mhm.
and I was, what the hell?
Wow. I think that's your screen, bro.
Oh, it was, yeah. Shoot, I'm looking behind me for lights like an idiot.
Yeah. Turn off the lights. The party is
You're
over.
right. It was my screen. They fired me, but anyway, that was the subtle fire. I
That's
totally
it,
forgot what I
yo.
was saying. Oh, if I was a fan of his and I'm of the LGBT community,
Mhm.
now not so much. I
Why?
might not
Why?
be,
Why?
because I might look at again. If he what he wrote there,
Mhm.
and I'm speaking as a person who agrees with his stance. That doesn't.
Right.
I agree with him. His
What he's
choice.
yes,
I agree
yes.
with his ability to make the choice, but I might not agree with his reason
Fair
for
enough.
the choice. Right?
But again, like we talked about with John Morant, somebody
Mhm.
wrote something nice for him to make him look good. Might not be his words at all,
Oh, yes.
right?
Right.
So,
But
but
the
because it
point
spun
is,
it on a
yeah.
religious thing is why people are probably getting
Yes. And that's
offended
the
by it.
point. That if that's what he truly, and it doesn't even matter what he truly believes, that's what he told us he believes, right?
Right.
So if I'm going off of what he's telling me, and
Mhm,
I'm a gay male,
mhm.
I could take offense. So what are you saying, bro? You don't you look at me as less than, like I'm not gonna get into heaven and whatever, whatever,
Mhm,
whatever. But and I
mhm.
can even take it out of context. Again, if it's a Black History or Jamaican Independence Day, and they ask you to wear a shirt and you say, no, I'm not wearing that shirt because I don't support that lifestyle. As a Black person, I may get offended. No, but like you said, I may not follow it myself.
Right,
But I'm sure there's people out there that do, and I'm
right.
sure there's somebody who was a fan of his that he might lose, but he might also gain fans.
Mm,
That's the other side of it,
that's true.
because we saw that with the Russian player
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. He A
His
lot of people
jersey
came on and supported him.
went out the roof that time
Right,
in support.
right.
So,
So again, I look, it's a slippery slope. I don't think we should ever take away the choice to protest. I think everybody should have a choice, but you
mhm,
should also realize there's a consequence with your choice, bro. I don't, and I also don't think we can separate. This is why I say you can't take it out of the sport, because the sport is part of our lives. It's entertainment, but it's part of our lives. It's not any
right,
different than why they're doing it in TV shows,
right.
why they're doing it in movies, or what. It's the same. It's entertainment, and for them, beside the ultimate being the dollar, of course, they're
Yeah,
trying to look like they're progressive, and that makes fans. Again, there's a guy
yeah.
who's not gay but his son is, or there's a mother who's not gay but her niece is, and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to be more inclusive. My question will always be, though, does inclusion include those who don't want to be included?
Fire.
That is
That
not,
is
if you guys are open for inclusion, then that should include me, who doesn't want to be included.
give me
If
another.
that's me.
Give
So
him another.
I
Yo,
mean, I will
it
always
makes
have
sense.
this. We keep having these, like, anytime we talk about these things, it's always going to be the same for me, because
You're right.
if you feel a way about something and I'm supposed to respect it, you should respect how I feel, even if it's not, even if it's combating. That's the world I guess we should be living in. Respect it, keep it moving.
No, that's what you have to put out there. That's the thing you put on Twitter, man. That's the thing you because
I literally wrote it on it was on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? Yes, for the same topic. It was on Twitter. Somebody posted. Oh, I can't remember her name right now. I gotta start freaking taking notes. But it's the that girl. She's on Sports Center or Sports Network. Can't remember her
on like
name.
national TV stuff in terms of
Yeah, it's a
Fox
black
News
girl,
or
man. It's Canadian. She's Canadian. But I cannot remember
for
her name.
TSN.
Yeah, it's TSN or Sportsnet, one of the two.
I only know the girl out on TSN that does
Is it
hockey with
Kayla?
them.
No, it's a black girl. She's
Yeah,
black.
I know who you're talking about though. Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember her name.
she was actually doing football, the CFL. She was doing all that stuff. But yeah, I
Yeah,
know
I
who you're
think she does
talking
a
about.
lot. I think she does a
Yeah,
lot. But
yeah.
she posted it like, yeah, okay, yeah. She's against him. Like, this statement is totally. And I'm just like, yeah, but hey, man, the man. What do you want the man to do? You want him to lie? Like,
Jeez.
that's another thing. I would rather you tell me the truth, not wear the
Exactly.
jersey, than just go out there on
Exactly.
the ice, wear the jersey, and act like you're
Yeah.
a part of it. Sorry, there's one other thing I want to say about this before we move
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
Why does this have to be publicized? That's
That's
my
that's
real question. Go
that's
out
the.
there on the ice, do your thing. When I don't come on the ice, unless they ask you or it becomes a media thing,
Mhm.
you don't have to. I don't. This is like this again. This is like coming out to me. It's unnecessary
You're
for us to
right.
know that Reimer doesn't want to wear the jersey. Who
Yeah.
cares?
If they kept it in house and he did not come for warm-ups, so be it. They can ask the questions after the fact.
Yeah.
If they want to
Who
ask the question,
cares?
you don't go out and just put your stuff out there. Say, hey, guess what? This is what he's
Early
doing.
out.
He's not doing it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he throws your whole game off. It throws your
Yeah.
whole
For what,
mentality off
man?
because you're
I don't know
defending.
why this.
No, we talked about it with the Boston situation. You have to keep
Yeah.
all this stuff in house. You don't have to put yourself out there all the
Unnecessary,
time.
man.
100%.
Unnecessary.
I totally agree. 100% I agree. And again, we'll see the backlash because again, this is a common thing in the NHL. I don't see it really done in the NFL. I don't
That's
see it in the
another thing.
NBA. Maybe
That's
because it's more predominantly black culture.
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
that's what it is. I think
Maybe
it's more
because they don't want the.
it's I don't think that's I'm surprised that the NHL is the one to do this, to be
Well,
honest with you.
I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm not gonna
No,
say I'm not surprised. I'm not
just because
surprised.
they're the most is it if is the word the non-liberal sports
Yeah,
league. Like the
they
most non-progressive league.
they are
Yeah.
exactly, but they're not trying. They're trying to progress. That's the thing. They're trying to say, hey guys, look at us. We're
Okay,
doing
that makes
this.
sense. That makes sense.
We're
And
doing
that
this. Mean
would include
remember
everyone.
remember we
Yeah.
were talking about sports. How some people think hockey is not exciting at all,
Yeah.
right? Opposed to basketball, right?
Which they're
Because
crazy, but yeah.
but yeah, but I'm saying like they're trying to get world people, world eyes on them, even if it's for the wrong reasons. They got world eyes on them.
Yeah.
Look what happened with the World Cup and how Qatar is saying they don't want to support any of this stuff, and the U.S. were saying, oh, we're going to wear these warm ups, blah blah. That was center stage.
Yeah.
And the world was talking about it. That's what they
That's
wanted.
right.
So again, it's all
I
about
have a strange question for you. It's not really even a good segue, but it just popped into my head because
Did you say segue?
yeah. Shout out my boy Sibs. This is
Sibs
coming
rock.
from him, Sibs Rock. Do you think sports is rigged?
No, okay, not to the point where people think it is.
Break it down.
Because we've had that situation where there are some mafia ties to control results. However,
yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, however,
It wasn't even considered that.
I don't believe that there is a script or that there's anybody pulling the strings to doctor the results of games. If that was a fact, most of these professionals would not be playing the game at all. Some of them have integrity about the game, and we were talking about guys who play the game. We were talking about guys like Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson and all these guys. They would not play the game if they knew it was rigged. I mean,
I can see that in some cases.
Just in some people. Other people
Money
jump in
talks.
it. Yeah, other people's like, yo, you're gonna make. You're saying my team's gonna win the Super Bowl guaranteed. Shoot, I'll be there for a year. I'll sign up for $5 million. Okay, I'll ride the bench.
Absolutely,
so, yeah, I get it. But I don't believe that is the case. I don't think sports are rigged. There's too much at stake across the board. I mean, there's a lot of gambling that is involved. There's a lot of viewership that is involved. There's a lot of contracts and endorsements that are involved. If you start doing that, you're taking money out of everybody's pockets, right?
That's true.
Not even like it goes right down to the player themselves, right? You're representing Nike and you're supposed to freaking hit that game-winning shot and you miss it, and you find out that you're told to miss it, bro. That's your livelihood right there.
Yeah.
No one would trust you with the rock again. No one would trust you as a player, as a person anymore if they found that up. So, and then even goes with the referees. You're giving up technicals or fouls or whatever when you shouldn't be. I mean, again, people watch. I know, some situations,
people would notice,
but I know recently some situations showed that it was coincidence would make them look like it's rigged, but it really isn't. It really isn't. I mean,
I do. Okay. What I always say is I believe that they want a certain outcome.
Of course.
Like I believe they would like Lakers and Boston in the finals every year.
Of course.
Or Lakers in New York every year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If they could.
Yeah.
And I do believe they influence to try and make those types of things happen.
Of course.
However, there's way too many moving parts for it to be controlled. Like
It's
this
true.
this what when people say rigged, like you're basically telling me, oh, the football has a magnet in it, or the basketball has a magnet in the rim, so that it
Mhm.
goes every certain shots, like the Kawhi shot didn't fall off the rim because it had a magnet, and they changed the balls on that. Like, come on, I'm a conspiracy theorist, bro. We know this.
Okay,
I'm a
okay.
conspiracy, but that's too far, man.
That is too far. Now, I do believe there is some play in terms of helping dictate where
Yes.
players go for better markets. So because
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
a
That's no,
small
yeah, yeah.
market
That's a
team
fact.
is not going to get a
Absolutely,
superstar. So you're going to
absolutely,
have
absolutely.
heads, and you're going to have people in their heads saying, "Hey, why don't you go to the Lakers? Prime
Yes,
time.
absolutely,
You're going to be
absolutely.
playing on Christmas Day against
Yep,
Miami, against
yep,
LeBron, right?
yep.
So that's part
But
of it.
then
I
you
want to
get
say that's
anomalies like Kawhi in Toronto. You get those
exactly.
anomalies every so
That
often.
and hate to say
Now,
it,
is that to combat the
I
idea
was
that it's rigged?
I was gonna say that was the
Uh,
greatest thing in sports
uh,
because he went against the grain. And what happens
right?
when he went against the grain? He won a championship in a
Yeah,
place that
yeah.
thought no one was gonna win, and he
Right,
did it.
right.
So all that
But things
speculation
went
about
right back to
rigged,
normal.
well, I mean, it's
Right after,
it
went
was
right back to nobody's ever going to Toronto again.
well only because of poor management on the team. So that's a whole
Mm,
different
mm.
situation. But
It's true because I was
honestly,
watching Gilbert Arenas has a show, and I was
yeah, he has a
watching it.
podcast now. Yeah,
Yeah, it was just it's
yeah.
pretty cool. But he's like, I don't understand what he just won you a championship. Give him everything.
He didn't want it though. Why didn't
Did he
want it? He
not?
want
You think
no.
he
He
was
want
tricking them?
he
It was
called
like a bargaining chip type thing.
yeah, man. He was going out to freaking baseball games, sitting in the stands. You're the man who
Yeah,
just won the city their first championship in the city's history since what 1946. And this
right.
man's just going off like he owned the city, he owned the country,
Yeah,
and
right.
he realized and says, I don't want to be here, man. I just want to go play in LA. That's where I'm from. All right,
No, don't get
cool.
me wrong. I do definitely. Well, we're going off where we didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
go, but I do definitely believe he wanted to play in LA like that.
Yeah,
That
that
I
was the
believe that
seller.
was his top of the list,
Yeah,
right?
he
But
wasn't
I
going anywhere else.
also believe that Toronto could have gotten him to stay if they were willing to give up whatever he wanted them to do.
But
Now,
he had it all though.
yeah, but he didn't have the players that he wanted. Like
He-
Gilbert was saying, he was too far from home. So if I'm
yeah.
Toronto and I want to keep him, hey, I'm moving your family up here, bro. Oh, what do you want to flight home every weekend? I got you. You need what do you want us to move an In and Out burger up here? I'm gonna start a
Just
franchise.
sweeten the
Yeah,
pot like that. Hey, yo,
yeah, yeah.
what do you, it's
Whatever
like,
we okay, another example is like Zion
yeah,
Williamson in New
yeah.
Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, well, he gets hurt every year. He needs to take better care of his body. So those guys are like, well, why isn't the owner, and we don't know if they don't try this stuff, but why doesn't the owner spend another 5-10 million to keep him, like get him a trainer,
Right.
get him a cook, get him this, do this, that, and the
But
third. Now he still has to follow it, but if you
mm-hmm.
really want to keep this superstar, because he's a potential superstar, healthy and on your team, which will generate you way more money than you could ever spend on him,
Right.
you make that investment. What do you say?
I think they've already once you sign the dotted line on that contract, that's it. They've already
Your
done that. I mean,
responsibility is yours.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I
You
don't
can't
agree.
go.
I don't disagree, sorry.
You're getting paid $15 million to play on the team, and then
Mm.
you're saying they should invest another $5 million just to keep you healthy. No, that's your money to keep yourself healthy. The longevity is up to
You're not
you.
wrong. You're not wrong.
And
But when we start, go ahead, sorry.
oh, but hold on. But again, now you have one player who needs this special attention, then another player needs a special attention.
Yeah, no,
and then
bro.
another.
No, you're not Michael Jordan. You know
Exactly. But that's what I'm
that. You
saying.
know
But,
you're not Michael Jordan. You're
but
not
they're gonna
Scottie Pippen
ask.
either.
But the minute they
Yeah,
start
but
doing
I'm
that,
gonna tell you, yeah, but you're not Michael Jordan.
but they
You're
don't
not
care.
Zion, sir.
They're
Like,
gonna say they're gonna say, well, I could be the next Zion if you put this money into me.
yeah,
That's
but
what they're gonna
you're the
say.
guy I can let go because you're not Zion. Like you're the guy I
Okay.
don't care if you leave because
Okay,
you're
but
not Zion.
what about Zion? What if
Yeah.
Zion says, yo, you gotta give me that Michael Jordan treatment? Well, I mean,
Yes, but you're Zion at this point.
but Zion's
Here, you think they're not gonna do?
here's the worst word anybody can hear when it comes to talking about this stuff. Potential. Because those guys
No,
are too young.
you're absolutely correct. I agree
Potential
with that.
is
I
what
agree with that.
they have. They haven't done anything yet to give me that
But
right now. The
that's
young
what
ones.
sports pay for. That's what they pay for. That's
That's
what
why
they
they have a
actually they
contract.
pay. But I'm not disagreeing. I'm
Okay.
just saying if you're gonna let me take it out of that context. Because when we start saying things like they paid him 5 million, 10 million to normal people like us,
Mhm.
that guy, come on, yes, take care of
Yes.
yourself. I shouldn't have to
Yes.
give you no more money. But
Right.
look at it like this: you're working a job 9 to 5, you get
Mhm.
75 a year, right?
Okay. Okay.
You're great at your job. They
Right.
love you there. You're
Right.
generating them money,
Right.
right? You get an offer somewhere else for 85, 90.
Mhm.
You go in your boss's office, say, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going over to Omar Com. Omar
Mhm.
Com is paying me 10 grand more than you.
Right.
What do you think that job's gonna do? If they can afford it.
Yes. They're gonna match that or even do
If not
more.
exceed it,
Yes.
right?
Match it, or because again, matching is the first thing because he's already in a comfortable
Yes.
spot. He's knowing
Yeah.
he's doing well. He's getting the life that he wants.
Right.
Match it first. If you want to keep him, if you want to sweeten the pot, like I said, you give him that 5 more. We'll give you
Yes.
15 more.
Yes.
Right.
That is it in business, it's reinvesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
100%.
I look at the Zion thing or that idea. Not that I necessarily would do it. I would trade him personally. That's me. But
Yeah.
but if you feel like he's going to be the future of your franchise, reinvest. That's basically what they're saying. I can't disagree with them, but I don't know. I don't know.
But okay, name a team in any sport that did that to one player.
Well, we wouldn't know, right? Like it's not something that
Because they
because
didn't do that
again,
with
it's not
Jordan.
it's not
Jordan,
in we wouldn't know. It's not in the contract.
okay,
And
true,
every
true, true.
contract does have incentives that we
That's
do
true.
know,
You're right. You're right.
but we
You're right.
wouldn't necessarily know that. We don't know that.
The extent.
Here's an
Yeah.
example that we saw on The Last Dance when
Mhm.
Rodman's like, oh, I need a vacation mid season,
Yeah.
important
He
games.
left.
I need a vacation.
He left.
And Jordan's like, yeah, we can't let this guy go because if he goes, he's not coming back. And feels like, yeah, but if we don't let him go, he's not going to really be here.
Yeah.
So they let him go
You're
to
right.
Vegas,
You're
right?
right. Right.
Different players get different treatment. It's not a this can even relate back to the Reimer thing. Different players get different treatment. You can't treat them all the same. Different people get different treatment. There's no
Right.
such thing as equal.
Okay. Here's the thing now. Now you just brought a good point up. Say for instance, Sidney Crosby, the face of NHL, said that same type of thing. Said I don't want to wear this because of my religious beliefs.
There would
What
be
happened?
hell to pay.
For
There'd
whom
be
though?
hell to pay for him,
Because
and perhaps the league for not. If the league doesn't come out in direct opposition to him, the league is paying some hell too. Because now that guy's beyond. Shoot, if I asked, I barely know Reimer, and he played for the Leafs because I barely watch the Leafs, right? But I do definitely know Crosby.
Yeah.
And that's a much bigger. That's equivalent, not equivalent, but
Okay.
to
Here's
LeBron saying, "Nah, well,
Okay.
you know what?
Okay.
Fuck them lesbians."
What about what?
Bruh.
What about if it was Ovechkin? Because he's a Russian, he might not believe in it, and he's a superstar. Man's going to the Hall of Fame.
It would still be bigger, but not as big. It's
so not as big
in between somewhere.
Okay.
It'd still be bigger than Reimer though.
Because Sid is that guy, that name
that
everybody knows.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll even tell you like this, bro. Those guys wouldn't do it, man.
No, I'm not saying they would or wouldn't. I'm saying if it was the roles were reversed, or the situation was at that level where Sid says, "No, I don't want to be a part of this."
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because they're the face, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't dare.
You think that's in their contract? You think there's
It
a
might not even
stipulation?
be in their contract, but there's a man who's gonna come to them and like, "Yo, bro, what do you listen, man?
Okay, so someone from the entourage is gonna say,
Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Listen, you either do this or you're not going to be the face of this league much longer. We're going to make sure of that. Because you represent all of us now. Reimer's representing himself and maybe the Sharks, but he's not. The league is not looking at that guy like, oh, he's hurting us. He's nobody. But Sidney Crosby.
Sure.
No, he's not doing. Okay. Those guys are not doing.
So then, if we'll flip the script, then we'll go with if we threw it into the NBA, and LeBron says, "Yo, I don't want."
Same thing. LeBron's not doing that.
But LeBron,
LeBron's a businessman.
Yeah, but LeBron will fight. LeBron will fight for what he believes in. Remember, he was on the big movement about the whole black shirt thing and whatnot. So
Right.
he has
Right.
influence beyond the higher ups. Like,
you remember how LeBron dealt with Kyrie at first?
Exactly. So
Right. He sides on the
I-
side of what is considered to be right at the time.
But here's the thing. I believe, I hate to say it, LeBron has more power than Adam Silver himself. He runs the show. LeBron is doing movies, bringing revenue, doing all this stuff. He's in the media more than most people are in a lifetime, in a week. I honestly think he pulls the street. I mean, just like
I can't argue it. I can't
just
argue it.
just like how Tom Brady was probably pulling strings in the NFL. Hire him. I mean, you talking to Tom, bro. It's a 7 championship Tom right now.
I can't
manage them like that. They don't get touched. So, like I said, when I'm saying in Sid Crosby and them, hockey's a bit different because there's a lot of superstars, but there's not that one superstar right now.
I still don't think LeBron would do something like that because in this day and age, that would be considered a negative. It's not like me and you could see the nuance and the how you know everybody has a right to do what they believe in, but the general public would fry LeBron for that. He'd get fried.
Yeah,
they'd fry him.
But like you said, he would lose followers, but he'll gain a ton of followers in the process. There's a lot of people who are thinking the way he's acting.
No, that's also true. It's the louder majority, however. Because again, look at the Kanye Kyrie situations.
Yeah.
They both said things that like a lot of people consider to be true.
Yeah.
And okay and right even.
Yeah.
But they still got punished.
You're right.
By the more powerful and the louder people. They still got punished. Right. I was talking about this today. Like, look how the power. It's the power of the people that you're offending more than the actual general.
Thing you're fighting for.
Not even the thing you're fighting for, but the general perspective or belief system or whatever of the people.
So the narrative.
It's more if in this world, especially in North America, if you offend the powerful, and let's keep it 100, LGBTQ plus divide dollar sign asterisk. If you offend them, you offend the Jewish community, there's hell to pay.
Yeah.
Whereas if you offend us, hell lasts for maybe about a day or two. And then they turn the fire off.
There's no lies told
maybe
there.
A week, depending on how hard it is. Maybe a week. And maybe if they're feeling nice, they start a whole movement saying, hey, we support Black Lives. And then the year after that, crickets.
Oh, you're right.
So that it depends on who you're offending. It totally depends on who you're offending. Look at and we stuck at sports, but we're going around. Look at Ja, for example. And what he did, he didn't offend any really powerful. In fact, there's a lot of the power there are gun-toting Americans.
Yes.
Who whatever Ja. The only Ja got he got any type of backlash because of his image.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is an up-and-coming superstar. He can hit LeBron status in a few years. He will be the face if he keeps on playing the way he was doing it. So, the league is saying, yo, you know what you can be right now? You got to chill out. Relax. We're going to put this
not only that,
so just put you in the back burner.
Let me ask you to like this. If Luka Doncic has a video of him shooting clay morts out of the sky, you think you think he would have got suspended for games?
No, not at all.
And they both committed no crime, both on video. Now, and I know we're speculating, and it's a hypothetical, but I don't see it, bro. I don't see him getting in that trouble. So when I'm saying image, it's the image that you're speaking of, that he's the next up and coming, but it's also the image that he's a black man toting a gun on video.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Mind you, not in a sporting.
Yeah, not in a sporting atmosphere.
Sporting way.
It's a personal.
But he wasn't shooting it either. He just showed it.
Right. Okay, you're right. Right now, that goes deeper. Because those folks, we don't want to assume or speculate that this is how their mindset is.
Based on
the one thing that we kept on agreeing about, the optics, based on how we want to look at it or how we see it, is how we're going to portray it, and that's
Right.
how we saw it. That's how most saw it. So that's why he
Yeah.
got punished. And again, I get it why he got punished, but at the same time, I say, what? This is soft. This is soft.
Yeah, I
He's your
don't think he
top.
should have got punished.
And I mean, I know life is bigger than the game, but come on, he wasn't hurting anybody. He wasn't
No.
doing anything wrong. He might have done it out of poor taste, but he's
Yeah.
still your superstar. And then you're gonna bench him and suspend him and risk the money you're supposed to be making because he's not in the not in the seats.
And again, to bring it full circle, he wasn't at work.
Exactly.
He was not at work.
But again, that's like me going off drunken escapade.
There's a moral clause.
Yeah. There's always a moral clause in any job you have. Any job you have. To a point, like you represent them. Once you put on that uniform, once you put on a uniform or a jersey, whatever, you're under their watch.
Especially in a corporation of that size and power and all that.
This is why it segues. In terms of what I was going to ask you about business, I'm rebranding the whole line right now, and I'm going through all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm working crazy hours, crazy hours, and I'm like, man, would it be better, or how satisfying would it be to either A, come up from scratch and do your business and do all the work all your own, and or get a partner, whatever, or how better is it to just get a franchise and just implement and follow the success line that has, like, for instance, I'm doing this clothing line, whatever, or honestly, not go buy shares from Nike and whatever, and just let you put up a Nike store. What would be the best way, do you think, or what's the more satisfying way?
I think it depends on your goal. If your goal is money, I would take over an existing business. If your goal is to build something from scratch, like if that's part of your feeling of accomplished, is to build something from scratch, then you go and build it from scratch, knowing that it may not work and it may not make you the money, but the money is not your driving force. You're trying to build legacies type thing.
No, I get it.
A comparison I would make is some people want to build their dream house, like say where the stove goes here, and let's put the breakfast island here. And some people, they want to just buy whatever's ready made for them, as long as they like where everything is. It doesn't have to be custom built for them.
Right. It's just there, just kind of just slipping the shoes on, just keep on walking.
But the custom guy knows he's paying way more for the custom.
Yes.
Whereas the guy who doesn't care about the custom is like, I just want to live in a house. It's already established. I don't have to do anything here. I just want a house.
Yeah, and that was my mindset. Even by buying a house, I'm like, I have the house. I'm good.
Yeah.
Now the other person would say, I need to do this renovation to this. I got to make this look, custom to mine. I need to install this and that. So I get what you're saying. So you're saying now it just depends on your outlook of what you want out of money or ownership, I guess you can say.
Yeah, that's not kind of the word, but it's exact, because you're owning both. But yes.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is more making your
autonomy.
Own.
Autonomy. In business, because buying a franchise, you have to do what they say to do.
Yes.
Whereas if you have your own spot, you can do whatever you want.
You're right.
So it's the autonomy.
That's right.
And to be honest, if I had money, I'd do both at the same time.
See, and that's the thing.
One would fund the other.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing with my job right now. The job funds the business. The job funds the business. So when the business can supersede what the job is doing, I don't need a job anymore. It's self-sufficient.
That's actually a much better comparison to what you're asking than my house analogy. Is a guy who works for himself as opposed to a guy who has a job. Some guys, they don't care if they're, as long as they're not working for somebody. They're trying to get their personal business off the ground. Whereas some people want that stability of getting a check. I know a guy who worked for himself pre-pandemic, which is kind of the reverse of what we've been hearing popularized, but he worked for himself pre-pandemic. After pandemic, because his job pretty much got shut down because pandemic, he went to get a job, and now he's more satisfied at the job than he was working for himself. Because now because there's those little things, right? You don't get vacation pay, so if you're working for yourself, to take a vacation actually costs you.
Yes, because you're
Costs
away
you.
from the business.
Yeah, you're paying. It costs you threefold. You're right, because you have to pay for the vacation. You're not making money, and you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
By the company.
Even four. If you have somebody working for you, you still have to pay them,
and you still have to pay. There's still expenses.
Yes,
right.
The expense is always there. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
Or not even somebody. You might have a building or an office you have to pay rent on, and this type of stuff.
That's true.
So yeah,
that's true.
So it's a goal thing. It's about your goals and what you're willing to sacrifice and how much you're willing to work for.
No, I hear you. So let me before we head off, because I know you're busy in the back cave there. Let me show you this right here. Yeah. That Darkness of the Ginger Hugh mug.
I like that.
That looks like it's coming out nice. So yeah, that's coming to a home near you, bro. That's what we're trying to do. That's what I've been pushing, man. I mean, it's been grinding. So, like I said, when I took the time off, I'm just grinding. I grind. Me and my girls is grinding. Make sure, because again,
and that's dope. You have a support like that.
That's supports it. The biggest thing I've ever wanted is just someone who supported me. And when that person in your corner, well, yeah, but I mean,
no, I mean, as a man, we all want a woman like that.
Of course, yes, but the big thing is that they enjoy,
it's not just supporting you, they enjoy.
It's not just sitting there and say, yeah, no problem. Yes, on this, she goes above and beyond and does the research to help me get better. So it's now me not really doing it for myself, but it's like I don't want to disappoint her. I want to make sure her ideas and her views are seen.
Motivation back and forth.
Yeah. So that's why I went and did this stuff. I'm at 1 o'clock in the morning, just like, I got to make sure I got this right. Cause I hear the voice in my head say, this is how you should do this. This is what I think you should do. And I'm scouring the internet. Right. So I'll do my part here. And then also the next day she'll go off and say, hey, this sounds good, or this looks good. Why don't you check this out? I'm like, sure. Boom. Right away on that mark. Right. So again, the support system is crazy good. It makes you feel good. And to me, I just go, my work ethic is like, once I see something like that, I got to get it done. So I'll be up until 1 o'clock in the morning to make sure it's done and perfected. So I'm like, yes, it's finished. Then we'll go to the next task. Right.
Dope.
So, I mean, it took me so long to make these things. Right. So I'm like, but those are quick fixes. But now I want to be professional. I'm rebranding everything, and I'm giving a big push now that I have some support, so I can put some extra funds into something to make it work, right? Maybe get some money and put into the marketing of the podcast, get it out there more, or maybe I get a better quality t-shirt, right? All these things. So this is why I love the business side of things. Work, I'm on autopilot. I know the job is there. I'm going to keep on it. But this is where my passion is. So I love doing it.
What you're describing is teamwork. And can I just end it on this? Let's end it on this, please.
Yes.
I put this on Twitter. If you're gonna join a team, assess your intentions, assess your team's intentions. Make sure they align. They don't have to be perfect.
Right.
But make sure that they're close. Before you move forward. And if you're on the team and you have self-assessed your intention and you are pure with it and you make a commitment, stick to that and do your best on the team. Push your ego to the side, push your which is still ego, your aspirations of being the face of the team. Push that aside, because you may not get that position. There might be a guy that naturally fits there, where you would have to fight to get there. Push the team. Don't worry about your individual accolades until maybe you get to a certain point. And then you can leave the team and do your own shit. But once you commit to the team, that's my last word.
Commit to the team.
And I'm out of here to go commit to my work team, because they might fire me, and then I'm going to have to go out there and make my own team.
Wow.
Autobots, roll out.
We're getting out of here. All right, another one is done. That's a little extra ginger for you folks, and we're done. Out. Peace out. We'll do it again soon. Slang is here. Toks is here. We'll do it again. some other day. Peace out. We out.
Peace.
Later.